Welcome to the short demo video of new functionality that we've recently added to our network design application. And this functionality is coming out in our next release, and it deals with the ability to add custom costs like taxes and carbon costs into your objective function when you solve. So you don't need to longer optimize only on physical costs, but can add these custom cost elements into your problem description. The way this starts is you start off with a wizard page in Data Navigator. And in this wizard page, you've got the ability to add the costs that you want to include in your problem, and you might select them at different points in your supply chain. And different kinds of costs may be incurred at different points in the supply chain. So, for example, carbon costs incurred at different places from taxes. And you really got scope to add any costs you want. So, for example, you might add inventory holding costs, or you might split your fixed costs into different categories of costs. So what happens once you've specified in the wizard where you want to add these custom costs into the total cost, what happens in the spreadsheet template is that it creates extra space for you to go and capture those costs. For example, here at a production facility, you've got your normal physical fixed and variable costs, but you can also then attach a carbon cost associated with that production operation. And similarly, at a DC, you might want to specify carbon or tax costs. And similar in your transport specifications. So previously it was just cost per kilometer. Now you can also add a carbon cost per kilometer. So at the moment, these would be in euros or dollars, but you could also just strip out the physical costs and model with carbon tons and create an optimal network that just optimizes the network for carbon emissions rather than physical costs. And then once you've done that and you bring that into the application, you'll start seeing those cost elements appearing in your cost summary, for example. So here in the total end-to-end supply chain costs, whereas previously it was just physical costs, you've now got the taxes and the carbon added to that. And that will also filter through in the solve to the drill down tables where you look at specific costs for each of those buckets. For example, here's the secondary transport costing. You can now see, well, here's the last mile cost in euros or dollars, and then this is the carbon cost associated with that movement, and that adds up to those total costs that we're seeing. So pretty nice flexible functionality for just expanding what you're solving for and using it for different use cases like optimizing for sustainability and carbon emissions, as well as physical costs, and taxes is another great example use case.